if they connect and bloom, oh, bloom. Showing if they connect and bloom.
Welcome to the Bloom Show. This is Saeed, your host. This show is brought to you by New Bloom Solutions, and the purpose of the show is to connect you with the industry's best, connect you with knowledge, connect the floral community all together. So if you're in the floral industry and you're a grower, a wholesaler, a distributor, a supermarket, a florist, and you want to learn more about how customer-centric breeders do their thing, because breeding is not easy. There's so many parts and pieces to the puzzle, then this is a show for you to watch. Today, we're talking to one of our customers, United Selections, and their team about being intentional with listening to your customers, working with your customers, and how that all works down the entire chain, right? Because it's so important. The other day, I was listening to Carlos Oramas, and Carlos Oramas said we should do less selling and more service. And that's something that United Selection does very well. So today we're going to have Jelle Posthumus, CEO of United Selections, Hugo Cifuentes, Sales and Marketing Representative of United Selections, and Sandra Espinel, sorry, my Spanish not so good looking sometimes, but Sales and Marketing Representative of United Selections. And they all work together unifiedly as a team to make sure that they're delivering what they need to deliver to their customers. And the cool thing about breeding, you don't get results today. It's results tomorrow, 3, 4, 5 years later. So it's a very almost like a Buddhist job where you have to take your time and really listen to the customer to be able to give your customers the results that they need and expect from you. So without further ado, help me invite the team, and the team onto the show. And just a couple of things. Hugo and the team are going to be popping in and out today because there's an exciting event, which is Open Days happening. So they're hosting people. And as well, we've had a little technical difficulty with an iPad. So if you see all of a sudden that we're flipping and then flipping, that's because we are live, and that's what's exciting about being live. Don't forget to ask questions. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And most importantly, subscribe, but most importantly, share. Share this with your customers. If you supply and grow United Selections product, why not share this with your customer, your end buyer, so they understand where this is coming from and why it's so important to the whole job of a breeder. It's not just hocus pocus. It's really a long process. So it's the more educated your customers are, the more valuable you become. Thank you.
Showing if they connect and bloom, oh, bloom. Showing if they connect and bloom.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Saeed.
Hello.
How's it going, guys? How's Open Days going for you? It's in Ecuador. Or Colombia. Where is it at?
It's in Ecuador indeed, and buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. As Saeed already introduced, I'm here at the moment with Sandra Espinel from Colombia.
Hello, Sandra.
So we are very, very happy to be here with you, Saeed. And yes, indeed, we are here at the Open House Open Day event this week, and we already are starting receiving a couple of guests and growers and people around in the morning hours. A little bit more, and in that sense also more people were starting with us already. So therefore, yes, we will be walking a little bit in and out so that we still keep things live. But
That's
therefore,
awesome.
Sandra already joined me, so that at least it's not just me in the video or in the live stream, but Sandra is going to be there as well.
Before we chime into the questions, before we chime into the questions, explain to us and share with us what Open Days is.
I mean, Sandra, maybe you can explain what kind of Open Day we are at the moment.
The Open Day?
Yes.
Yeah, today we start with the Open Days in Ecuador.
Okay.
The idea is our clients visit us and check our new developments, the varieties and commercial and pre-commercial varieties, to check what is a good variety for to plant for the next years. it is idea, and to check with them about what is the colors, what is the quality that they need. It is idea with them.
And is it can anybody attend, or is it just growers, or anybody can attend open days? Because open days is not new to me, but kind of new. Like I'm not sure. I think that not enough people are aware of the opportunity of open days.
Yeah, actually, we work with a what we call open door policy. So throughout
Okay.
this week, everybody who is interested to come and have a look at what we have new to offer. Of course, also the current and ongoing assortment is there, but especially the focus is on and emphasis on whatever is new, like what Sandra was saying, and that is throughout this week. We're starting today, and it is open until Friday afternoon here in Ecuador, Cayamba.
That's fantastic, and maybe next year I can go. So all the farms open up, huh?
Yes, correct,
Yes.
correct. So throughout the week we are busy, and of course the main days for us is Wednesday till Friday, so those 3 days. But the Tuesday is normally a slow starting day, but actually it was not as slow as we were expecting. So actually, quite some people already started to come in this morning.
That's awesome. That's great. I know you guys are excited about it, so I love that, and thank you for making time and for sure. So let's jump right into the questions. A theme that you use is future, a colorful future. So what does color? Obviously, it's a great theme because that's what we work with is colors. What does a colorful future mean to United Selections?
Yeah, I mean that is indeed all in what we are, what we try to be is in that colorful future. We would like to be, of course, everything at the end of the day comes down to be financially speaking a strong and healthy company, but also we would like to be colorful, as in having a colorful team with different people from different parts in the world, with different clients, with different client requests and client demand, and all that together we are trying to bring a little bit more color, and therefore we say it is a colorful future. We try to bring a little bit more color to the world through everything we do. And yes, that is our core business is breeding new rose varieties, so it's all starts with that. But along the chain and within our company and team, we try to emphasize on everything which is capturing this colorful future.
Can you share details on how that transitions and translates into team culture and mindset?
Yeah, for example, we always work with local teams. We are, I always say, originally from the very past, like I also explained in the other Bloom show, 8-9 months ago when I was here, how the company started. But we always work with local teams. That means
Okay.
that in Colombia we have with Sandra here next to me, we have a team in Colombia. She is working there together with our team in order to run the operations, the show house. We have there a budwood facility in operation. At the same counts here in Ecuador, we have Hugo. Okay, he's now walking into the show house with some clients. But yeah, we work here with a local team. Once again, in Kenya, we have they're the biggest part of our team, simply because there the breeding is starting, and the breeding is based there. So the physically speaking, the crossings are done there, and that is all done with a local team. And of course, then I mean I'm Dutch, so we still have a couple of Dutch people as well. But each and every country and continent has its own team, and with that we have a strong and solid basis to work together with each other. But it also
So,
brings challenges, I would say.
what kind of challenges?
I mean, to start with the language. I mean, we talk English, we talk Dutch, we talk Swahili, we talk Spanish, and yeah. So that's not always easy, and that makes it sometimes very nice. But sometimes it brings also difficulties that you try to explain something to the other part in the world, and then it is the language is one challenge. But then of course, yeah, the clients may be a little different in Colombia or in Ecuador compared to Kenya or in the Netherlands. So all these translations we try and we have to make together.
So that would be an interesting fact. Do you speak Swahili?
No, I can say
Okay.
Sawa, Sawa,
All
Karibu, Karibu is welcome.
Karibu.
That's
right.
what we know.
Rudy Caribuni.
Cool. So, in your view, what defines a customer leader? And the reason why I ask that because you are customer centric, and when
Yeah.
it comes to being a breeder, customer comes first. right?
Yeah.
Because it's understanding what the customer needs. So I know that's a definition you've used in past conversations with us. What is a customer leader? What does that mean to you and your team?
Yeah, what it means, to start with, we are aiming to be a customer leader, and that approach, that starts from the beginning of our process and our team and our procedures and way of working, up and until the market. And what we do on that level, what we emphasize on is that we always look into what does the client need, or what does the other person at the other side of the table need, or what does the other person also in on an internal level. We always say that the external clients are important for us because we sell our varieties to them, but our internal clients are equally important because if we breed something in Kenya and we bring that in, we are now in Ecuador. When we bring that here to Ecuador, we need to understand what Hugo and Sandra in Colombia, what they need, what they demand for. And of
Yeah.
course, their perception and their demand and their client needs, that is once again coming from our direct clients, which are the growers. But of course, over the growers, you will also have the end consumer, the wholesaler, the logistic companies. Everybody is in a certain way is a client. And what we try with
Yep.
whatever we do every step is to look into, okay, what does this client need from us, from our product we develop together?
Why is, for someone that doesn't understand the breeding process, right? Because many things say you're just seed throwers, like
Yeah,
all you're
yeah, yeah.
doing is just throwing seeds. Why is it important to know and be consider the logistics company a client, the grower a client? Why is what you do as a breeder, which takes what 5-10 years to develop a variety? Why is it so important?
Now, at first, we breed and for a rose variety in our case, and together with the growers, we are trying to bring our products to the various destinations. But there is then a service provider, which is in this case a logistic company, a cargo freight forwarder, or the airlines, or we are talking today more and more about sea freight. They also need a strong product, a strong flower, which can be sent from all over the world. In our case here, from Ecuador to the USA, for example. If you develop products which are beautiful on the vase or beautiful on the plant, that does not necessarily mean that they also travel well. So, and those things always sound kind of logic because yes, of course, it should be like that, but it is not that easy because you have so many varieties which you look into your greenhouse, and I'm looking at that side because I'm looking into the greenhouse now. The things look beautiful, but beautiful doesn't mean always that they travel well. And if they don't travel well, they can look beautiful on the plant, but they will never reach the market in a good condition, and then there is no a value for that product. And
And
therefore, we
how
need to think about each and every step.
And how are you testing them for travel? Because sea freight is becoming bigger and bigger as we develop in our industry. How
Yeah.
have you and what steps have you taken to make sure that your varieties are sea freight worthy?
Yeah, I mean, Sandra, maybe you can make a comment on what we do with testing of flowers and of phase life transportation.
Sandra?
Maybe you an example on that one.
Yeah, for example, we start with the cutting of the flowers and check this in cool store for some days or weeks, depends of the variety, and then we simulate the transportation in cool store. Then we remove the boxes and keep in temperature to the offices, and then to put directly on bases. The other thing is, for example, send some flowers directly talk with some clients, and the clients check in Miami or in Europe, check the base life test. And another case, we sent in Colombia, for example, we send some samples to Holland, and in Holland check the base life test with the procedure,
Yeah,
that procedure.
Thank you for
exactly.
sharing. Go ahead.
And
Were you going to say something on it?
yeah, and just to add on that, we do in at the moment in Kenya in our selection everything which is coming from the pre-commercial level goes into a sea freight simulation at the moment because of the fact that there is no current sea freight possible through the Suez Canal. But once that is open again, that will resume again. But we were and still are doing that together with two other breeders and with one market company as well as one grower, in order to, from A to B, or basically from A to Z, to be honest, from the beginning up until that it is at the Face Life room, we are testing and putting all those codes through the sea freight procedures and sea freight, and actually the actual sea freight transportation. So this simulation is one thing we do, but actually we also do the real sea freight shipments to the destinations, in order to be sure once we move it into the commercial level, we know whether or not it is sea freight proof. Because some of our varieties are, but of course not yet all of them.
Wow, fantastic! But it's a consideration because it's a part of our future. It's going to be a
Yes.
part of it. So from the
Yep.
conversation, it's clear that United Selections values teamwork and strong company culture. How does this approach contribute to creating a competitive advantage in the industry for you?
Yeah, what we are doing and where I think and where we're trying to make indeed the differences to keep very short communication lines, but also to get information from the market back to the breeding team and the other way around, and share the challenges and share all the knowledge we have. Just as an example, sometimes people in the market can think, but breeding is an easy job. You just mix a couple of varieties and then something comes out of it, then you have an improved one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish it was as
I
simple as
wish.
that.
Yeah.
Especially in these days where the demand and the requirement for new varieties is becoming much higher. Let's say basically all colors are already there, already developed in a certain way. But of course, the level and the standard of the varieties is becoming higher and higher. Face life, transportability are a couple of things I mentioned. But because of those short lines within our company, short communication lines, but also towards the markets, we always know what people need, where people are looking for. And we bring, in that sense, that knowledge to where we need it. And therefore, sometimes we joke a little bit that Paul de Bruin, our breeder, we sometimes call him a commercial breeder, because he is not just breeding and pushing things forward, but we tell him, and it is a little bit, let's say, specific what I'm saying, but it's not 100% like that, of course, but we basically tell him, okay, we are focusing on this, we need you to work into this or that area. And that really brings things forward. And maybe just to add on that, and maybe Sandra can say something about it as well. If you look at what we did in the last, I think, 3 to 5 years here in Ecuador and Colombia, in terms of expanding our market share and our operations, I think it is basically proving of what I'm saying here. So I don't know, maybe you can say something about it.
Yes, for example, we increased the area in Ecuador and Colombia. The last year we started in Ecuador with a big area for development and new codes, because Jelle mentioned it is really true. The market is changing all the time, and we need to receive all codes to check the weather condition and agronomic condition in altitude. For us, it's important to check in the both countries the quality. For that reason, increase in 5 years. I think I doubled the area to check it. It's important for us. We start in the same line that the clients need.
Yeah, the breeding business is so intriguing to me. Learning, it's almost like an art form, and then it pays slowly.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much work.
Slowly is not in our word.
Yeah.
Speed. But
Okay.
the clients in some cases don't understand that to create, or I don't know, a new variety take a lot of time, because we need, it's not need to check the flower, we need to check the agronomic concept, what is the weather condition is good, the performance the variety, what is the botrytis conditions, and another things that the clients know, see what is our technical procedures for for to show the new variety.
Which means aperture, if you have to put a baggie on it, you have to go through all those processes to understand how's the best way to grow it, and then you share that with the grower, correct?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and also in line with all these things, and once again to be a little bit different than others, and of course together with us, some people are also working into that direction. We also collaborate on a lot of different levels with growers, of course, but also on a pre-competitive level with other breeders. Like I said, with this sea freight project, we are with 2 other competitors in that project. We are doing the same on a botrytis and downy mildew project. We would like to become with a robust, stronger assortment in the future with what we develop. And together with other breeders, we are working on these things. We are also not afraid to share information. We are not afraid to work together, because I believe that, yes, I would like to be having a certain competitive advantage over some of my competitors. However, we also need each other, and we need to work together on several and on different levels.
I agree, and that's something I've seen within the breeder world, that it's friendly competition, which intends to help each other. So just like breeder open days, it's a friendly, you're open and everybody's supporting each other. So it's a testament of what collaboration can do in the flower industry.
Yeah,
so congratulations. Exactly. Talking about that, talking about varieties and things of that nature, what are some exciting new varieties you'd like to share?
I put then the mic to Sandra again. What kind of varieties do you want to share?
Varieties that I like.
Yes, you prefer.
I see some items behind you. I see some beautiful flowers.
I put these ones on mine. These are my favorites.
You have a menu.
This is my menu.
It is our menu. Yeah, Rise and Shine, of course, is a new yellow. It's a beautiful plant. The opening is really nice. It's a yellow that the market needs. It's a beautiful. Yeah, the first one.
High petal count? That kind of looks like high petal count and a nice deep circle, no? A deep center.
Yeah, it's a classic. The head size is nice. The plant is beautiful. It's
fantastic.
Exactly.
And the second one, of course, Madame Cerise is a hot pink. It's a beautiful hot pink. It's strong. Present a good like test. And the long stems and the productivity is good. It's nice.
Nice. What else do you have?
Other wine I love is Peach Wave.
Peach Wave. I see.
Actually, this Peach Wave we also had in the conversation at the show at the
I saw that
in October. This was the one we have been looking at together.
One of my favorites at the show, because it's like effervescent almost. It's like pink effervescent that has this little shine to it that's really pretty.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Very nice rose. You have another one?
Yeah, last but not least, Nova Vita.
Nova Vita. What is your top producer, or your top your most popular variety for United Selections? Your most successful one so far?
I think at the moment, Rise and Shine or Lighthouse.
They both.
Lighthouse.
Yeah, there's 2 yellows, and I'm calling them together because both of them the last couple of years have been planted in a big way. Within the big groups, within many farms. So you do see a very good availability and market volume in the 2 varieties, Lighthouse and Rise and Shine.
So thank you for sharing. And question going back to open days, while hosting open days in Ecuador, you're already planning for open days in Colombia, because there's not only open days in Ecuador, and it's, I think, just a few weeks away. So can you share more about it, and also maybe share on how florists, wholesalers, supermarkets, whomever could attend? Because I want to start talking to whoever's in charge when it comes to open days, because I think that there's so much value really for florists, wholesalers, and distributors to attend open days, to learn more and have great conversations with the growers. And sometimes, obviously, growers can't grow certain things, but it's really good to have educated customers. So can you share a little bit about the Colombian open days?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe just to add on what you were saying on having also that market side coming to the open days. I think we briefly talked about it 2 weeks ago together with you, Sahid, in Miami, about actually we learn and what we see with the Dianthus week, which is this week in Colombia, what we see with the chrysanthemums week, and that is for me one of those examples whereby I think, okay, they as a product group, they really and breeders with that, they come together and they decide on a week, and that helps because then more people can come over for such a week. And we as rose breeders, and I'm open talking very openly and in that sense putting a suggestion here to the table, and I believe that we should do this also, and maybe not with everybody, or maybe with those who are a little bit in the same area. We can look into those practical things, but I believe we should do that also more together, because this week is with us, and out of my mind that is also I think with De Reuter, and maybe there's another one this week, but we have not really specifically organized that together. That's kind of a coincidence, and I think we should do this also more together.
Yeah, and I'm available, so I'd love to have a conversation. So if you want to kind of put a little committee together, I'm more than available to kind of put it together and strategize a way to create more awareness and more traffic towards these events. Because again, with education comes power, and good decisions, and good decisions down the entire pipe is super important, especially starting with the breeders. That's true. The way I see it. And I went to Chrysanthemum Week for the first time, and man, there was many important people at Chrysanthemum Week. The decision makers. So it wasn't only for your customers; it was also for the growers. But they need to be aware of it and know that it's an easy way to access. So I think that's very important for you and your team. So what do they expect in open days in Colombia?
Yeah, Colombia is
in, and where is it in Colombia? Bogotá, no?
Yes, in Bogota. It's in week 40. Is the 2 until 4 of April.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And they could.
Sorry. The name of the farm is Innovación Andina. It's close to Bogota.
Yeah.
Okay. No, ¿cómo es?
Innovación Andina is the name.
Innovación Andina. So anybody's invited. So if you wanted to reach out to Jelle and know more information how to get there, I guess I don't have your email here, Jelle. How do I put it here? Let me see. Create a banner. What's your email?
Yeah. Otherwise, you can also put the general one, which is the marketing at unitedselections.com.
Marketing at United Selections.
Yeah, and within United and Selections, you have the hyphen. How do you call this thing in English?
Yeah, the little palito. So yeah, United Selections. So, let me see. Does that work?
Perfect. Yes. That's
okay. Yeah. So not in Dutch. That you got me. I don't know if that's Dutch. That's Dutch too, right? That is Dutch as well.
Wonderful.
So, guys, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. I'm sorry we missed Hugo today. I know you're busy with open days, but thank you for finding time. I wanted to do something really fun. You're on a iPad, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try something. We're gonna say bye to everybody.
Yes.
But let's see how far we can get with showing your greenhouse with the iPad. And if we lose you, we lose you, but let's give it a try.
Okay, we will give it a try. I will walk first in the tent where you still can see some of our varieties on display. So in that sense, that should work. That part you will be there. And then once I go into the greenhouse, we might lose you indeed.
Yeah, but it's worth trying. That's why we do it live, because we can do whatever we want when it's live. So let's give it a try. Let's show some great varieties, and that's what people come here for.
Yeah. Wonderful. So let us just stand up and then we walk through
a
couple of phases.
Yeah. Go for it. Let's try our best. Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to work.
Hey, there we go. Cool. What are we looking at?
So these are some of our blossoms.
I love the blossoms.
Yeah, so this is once again the varieties we have been talking about in several of the other occasions and moments we talked together. Here you see, you can. I don't know if you can see the names. How it should be. Oh, I flipped already.
You flipped already. We're having a flipping problem. There you go. So we might have to flip around and around.
There we are. So this is flare blossoms, and then this golden blossoms. The yellow one is one of the ones we have of a lot of farms already having it planted. So
Okay.
what you're looking at here is the office here in Ecuador. Here's a small display of Alströmerias from Kunst
So
Alströmerias,
there's a partnership.
just with the
Flip,
partnership.
flip again, Jelle. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
here's once again, Sandra showing you here another nice new coat.
Okay.
Let's move a little bit further. I think this is nice to see. Here we have the welcome sign. Let me quickly walk to that side, otherwise it will become a little bit too much of a detail. So here you see that we are having our welcome sign.
Nice.
So everybody is starting here.
Yes, for take
Cool.
a pics.
We're taking, nice
And
pictures
make
there.
some varieties for bouquets for the client
Okay.
check bouquets with our varieties.
Yeah.
Super cool. And that's just a small example of what you can experience when you go to open days in Ecuador, where you get to see all the varieties and you also get fed a little bit as well.
We are now walking into the greenhouse, so I guess now we might lose you. If that is the case, then
Yep.
already a big goodbye
Yep.
and
A
thanks a lot.
goodbye. But it's worth a try. Let's check it out.
But we are walking now into the greenhouse.
Cool. And we're flipping our heads. There you go. Cool.
And this is where we are now.
So that is where all the magic happens. Where all the
This is where all the
flowers
magic
are
happens,
selected.
and this
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. So we've lost you, Jelle. We've lost you.
So here you can
Yeah, Jelle, we've lost you. So there we go.
I think we lost you, but thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jelle. Thank you. As well, thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you. So Jelle, I'll put you in the background right now. But again, thank you so much for joining, you and Sandra. And tell Hugo we say hi, and hope to see you soon.
Yes, thanks a lot, See you soon.
Take care, guys. Bye bye. Have a good one. So I have a lot of fun with kind of just trying things randomly. So that was a lot of fun for me to trying something new and getting a little bit of a tour. Again, United Selections is an amazing breeder, and I'm a really big fan of the Blossom series. And we help get the word out on the Blossom series and on United Selections. But most importantly, I think that I hope our audience did certainly learn and learn more about breeders. It's such an interesting part of our business. And with information, breeders could breed varieties that are more important and better and more productive and just better performers for our entire industry. So going to open days when it comes to Chrysanthemum Week, when it comes to Dianthus Week, when it comes to open days in the rose industry, it's so important to really chime in, and it's really worth one trip. It's a beautiful experience for Chrysanthemum Week, and if you're in Ecuador during this time of year, or if you're in Bogota, and I think she said week 14, it's really important to take a moment and learn of how and what the real process is on how these things are done. Because we always say, wow, 75 cents for a rose? Man, it really deserves those 75 cents in many cases or more. Really deserves that because it's a whole entire process. It's a lot of fingerprints on that petal, not just the box. It's not just logistics. It's a lot of risk taking by these breeders to get to the point of creating a variety that is ready for market. So it's really, you can't phantom it unless you get very involved. So again, we want to thank United Selections, Jelle, Sandra, and Hugo for joining us and sharing and for sponsoring the show. And we really thank you for it. And if anybody, any breeders are looking to share more about their company, about the varieties, and want to be on the Bloom Show, we're open. We're open to breeders and everybody else. That's what we do. So I wanted to share a couple of things. One, the Bloom Together event was amazing. The Bloom Together event is something that continues to grow. The Bloom Together event happened March 3rd. We had over 500 registries. We had over 250 or more attendees, and we doubled our donation to American Floral Endowment to Seed Your Future. The Bloom Together event makes no profit for anyone. All it does is creates proceeds that are donated to two nonprofits. The Bloom Together event is not done by one company, it's done by 60 plus companies and the floral community, including about 10 to 12 volunteers that dedicate their time away from partying and dedicate their time pre-event for the floral community. The event is truly hosted and made possible as a collaborative community event, sharing the power and the importance of collaboration, networking, and building community. It's truly an event that is selfless. It's an event that even competitors come together and they share to help highlight and help support our floral community as a whole. So we really, really, truly want to thank everybody that attended, all the collaborators, and especially the volunteers and the flower sponsors as well. We had a special installation by Esmeralda, Rosa Prima, a special arrangements by Valley Springs, some cool things by the Rooters, some cool things as well by Asaco Flores, giving out tickets and doing a full game. And this is truly a small example of what coming together as a community could do for our floral industry. And I hope it drives home for everybody else that's involved, because it's not an easy thing to do, especially for our team here at New Bloom Solutions. We volunteer and donate our time as New Bloom Solutions, and I want to say thank you to my team for the hard work that they do from November, making this event possible for everybody else involved. And we look forward to doing more events like this, because with community, with collaboration, with networking, our industry blooms. Our industry continues to grow. And one part of this is also the Bloom Together initiative, which is the full initiative. And we also create a calendar. And this calendar is an amazing tool for you, for your customers, for anybody within the floral industry that's looking to network more, to connect more. So just scan this QR code. It's completely free. And thank you for the supporters that supported as well. And it allows you to add to your calendar all the networking opportunities and all the sponsorship opportunities you could find in the future, and ways to also increase your brand awareness by attending this, by increasing your network as well, by attending these events on this calendar. And it's an international calendar. So you could find the next show where United Selections will be, or when Chrysanthemum Week is. I don't think we have open days, so that's something we should focus on and add open days to this. And this is our third year that we do to try to give something of a tool back to the floral industry. Again, it's all powered by New Bloom Solutions, and New Bloom Solutions is a business service agency where you can get website design, SEO, and then New Bloom Media allows you, growers, services, breeders, to get their word out, their name out, their brand out, and build their network and build their customer base as well. We're here to help the floral industry, and we thank the floral industry for your support with our show, for being here today with the Bloom Show, and for truly, truly understanding the value and the importance of community. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you next time. And thank you to United Selections again for sponsoring this show. Take care. Bye-bye.
The bloom, showing if they connect and bloom. The bloom, showing if they connect and bloom.
Yeah.